Greetings once again to all my fellow Florida Gator fans across YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video is being seen. It's Celine Driver again. I felt like after the Kentucky debacle that I should redo the video I did before the beginning of the season of my predictions for our beloved Florida Gators, considering the recent events. This video is being made on Monday, September 10th, 2018, 2 days after the Kentucky game. What you see in front of you is the prediction sheet that I did on my first video. Just to quickly review, I had us winning 9 games, losing 3, losing to Mississippi State for obvious reasons, losing to Georgia for more than obvious reasons, and losing to Florida State only because even though both teams have first-year head coaches, both teams have first-year implementations of new offense and defensive schemes, the fact that the game was in Tallahassee was kind of the scale tipper for me, my opinion on where we were going to be on that game. Hopefully it would be a competitive game, but still, I figured we'd tote the loss on that one. So I came up with a prediction for the season of 9-3. Yeah, that ain't happening. Not after what I saw on Saturday the 8th. That can't happen and won't happen. Now, before I go into this, I want to preface with the following comments. I have been a Gator fan since 1975. I have followed the Gators through years of mediocre. I followed the Gators through years of good. I followed the Gators through years of great. And I followed the Gators through years of really, really bad. I've been through 2 probation periods. I've been through coaches Pell, Hall, Spurrier, Meyer, Spurrier, Zook, Meyer, Moose Dump, Shark Humper, and now Mullen. I've seen this team achieve greatness. I've seen this team have SEC championships taken away from them. I was in Gainesville as a student in 1984 when we won our first SEC championship and subsequently had it stripped from us. Unnecessarily, I would argue, but that's a subject for another day. I've seen us win SEC championships on the field when we weren't able to win them. I've seen our first national championship. I've seen our second and our third. I was an officer in the Atlanta Gator Club in the 90s, and if you want to talk about lonely Gator fandom, try being a Gator fan in Atlanta, Georgia, in the heart of Bulldog country. That's lonely. I'm a Gator fan. I bleed for this stuff. I bleed orange and blue. Sorry if it's a hackneyed saying, it's the truth. And I believe in my Gators. But after the damage that's been done over the past decade by the exit of Urban Liar, followed by Moose Dump and his ineptitudes and stupidities, and follow that up with the aw shucks Midwestern's absolute disgrace that was McElwain, as I call him, Shark Humper. There's a lot of damage to the program. A lot of damage. And it's going to take time to repair. And yes, Mullen did something that nobody else did since 1986. He managed to do something that nobody else did for 31 years, and that's lose to Kentucky. You know what? Had to happen sometime. We're living on borrowed time anyway, as any honest Gator fan would tell you. And while I'm not going to rant and rave like Lance from Jasper, I am upset, but I'm going to have to be realistic. You know what? I want to be an honest Gator fan. I want to be the honest Gator fan that appears on Uncle Lou's comment section. I want to be the one that he's going to say one day on his video, yeah, Celine Driver is is probably the most honest Gator fan that I've run across. Because I'm going to be honest with myself, I'm going to be honest with the watchers of this video. We ain't good. And we're not going to be good for a little while until we repair the stench and clean out the rot from the past decade. So, with all that being said, here is my revised predictions for the 2018 season. Obviously, we won against Charleston Southern and we lost against Kentucky. Okay. Colorado State. You know what? I still think we can win this game. And I still think we can win against Tennessee. Colorado State isn't in our league. We have too much talent for even them to beat us. A non-SEC team like Colorado State is not going to beat us. Tennessee, I would argue that Tennessee is in worse shape than we are. We're in bad shape, guys and gals. Let's admit it to ourselves and to the people who are our opponents. We're in bad shape, but we're not in as bad shape as Tennessee. And even though the game is on the road, I think we can win that game. Lost to Mississippi State. They just, there's too much there. They got a quarterback, they've got a defense, they've got an offensive line, they've got all the things that we don't. And we're going to get the brakes beat off of us at Mississippi State. Sorry. Maybe next year when it comes back around to Gainesville, we can give them a competitive game. Not in 2018. LSU, I called this a win in my last prediction. Nope. Not after what I've been seeing so far at LSU. And I don't trust Orgeron either. Just like Lou doesn't. I don't trust Orgeron to be a head coach. But you know what? They got things that we don't, and I don't think we can beat them. I do think we can beat Vandy. Vandy's a perennial bottom feeder. They always play us tough, but I think we got enough horsepower to beat them. Bye week to get healthy, just in time to get the brakes beat off of us by Georgia. I mean, I was hoping we'd keep the game close, maybe even within 2 touchdowns. No, we're going to lose big in that game. I don't see it. I don't see it. I called the Missouri game a win in my last prediction video. After the way what I saw in the defense game play in the Kentucky game, no. You guys forgot how to tackle. You guys in the secondary forgot how to cover. And unless you start making some big strides in the weight room and learn how to wrap up and body slam some people to the ground, Drew Lock is going to carve you up like the Thanksgiving turkey that you're going to have later that month. He's going to shred you like an industrial paper shredder. Loss. Can't do it. Then we get Moose Dump coming. I guess it's in the swamp. Looks like it's in the swamp. That's our only advantage in this game. I mean, South Carolina just got wasted by Georgia, but they have a settled quarterback with some experience, and they are playing some level of defense. I don't see it. Sorry, I don't see it. Loss. Idaho? What? What are they going to do? Come over and fry spuds for us? I mean, Idaho isn't in our league, even in the sorry shape we're in. It's like Colorado State's another far west team that is going to travel all the way to the Sunshine State just to get their butts kicked. I think we can win that game. And then Florida State. Well, Florida State, looked really bad in their first game. Got the pants beat off of them by a team that should have, granted, Virginia Tech isn't exactly a lights-out elite team, but the game should have been closer. And then they almost lost to Stanford. Stamford with an M. Stanford. Who? They were behind in that game pretty much the whole game until a late interception, pick six. So they don't look like world beaters at the moment. They look like they're in big trouble. But still, we're in big trouble. They're in big trouble. Their offensive line sucks. Our offensive line sucks. Their defense isn't really playing at the moment. Our defense isn't playing at the moment. Looks like two evenly matched teams that are trying to rebuild back to the glory days, but it's in Tallahassee, and that's a hard nut to crack, as I've said before. Loss. So, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 7. Let me count that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 and 7. I'm sorry, guys. Based on what I saw in the Kentucky game, 9 and 3 just became 5 and 7. We're not playing defense. We're not tackling. We're not wrapping up. Felipe Franks, I thought he made progress. I thought he was looking good in the spring game and in the summer and obviously against Charleston Southern. Your mother could look good against Charleston Southern secondary. But he doesn't look like he's progressing very much. Our running game is spotty. Our offensive line isn't tackling, and our defense blocking, and our defense isn't tackling. We got lit up by the Kentucky running game. And look at all these games with better running games than Kentucky. Man, I hope that one of these games, I'm kind of hoping that the Missouri game, because they're a one-dimensional offense, maybe we can just force them to beat us in the air and kill their running game and generate enough offense on our own. And it's in the swamp, that helps. So if we can convert this to a win, we're 6 and 6 and we go to a bowl. Like the Burger King Bowl or I don't want to be there in the middle of December. I'd rather be Christmas shopping bowl, but still 6 and 6 is the best I can see out of this team at this time. Maybe I'll look at it again after the Vanderbilt game, see where we're at. Maybe make a video around the 20th, during the bye week and see if we're getting any better, and maybe I'll revise this a little more. But right now, 5 and 7, maybe 6 and 6. It's the best I see, guys. Just trying to be honest with you. But you know what? Again, orange and blue and bold till I'm dead and cold. I'm a Gator until the day I die. And I don't care what anyone else says.